Before you tell anyone you're retiring, do these 10 things first. Because the moment people find out you're retired, your time stops being yours. Your adult kids hear availability. Your neighbors see a favor waiting to happen. And a retirement you spent decades building gets handed to everyone else's agenda in the first 30 days. Recent surveys have found that the median retirement age is 62. That's potentially 25 to 30 years of your life. A chapter that long deserves more than a party. Here are the 10 upgrades, starting with the one nobody talks about: rhythm. For decades, work gave your day a shape. Even if you didn't love the job, it created a beginning, a middle, and an end. Retirement removes that structure overnight. At first, that feels wonderful. No alarm, no commute, no meetings. But after a while, some people discover that a completely open day is not the same thing as a meaningful day. So the first quiet upgrade is rhythm. Not busyness, rhythm. A walk in the mornings, maybe a regular weekly lunch with a friend, a class on Thursdays, or a slow morning that doesn't feel rushed, but also doesn't feel empty. That sounds small, but it gives your freedom somewhere to stand. Number 2, health. Your health is no longer just about avoiding illness. It's about protecting access to the life you just worked decades to reach. If you want to travel, you need stamina. If you want to live independently, you need strength. If you want to carry groceries, climb stairs, or play with grandkids, you need a body that can cooperate. The CDC's current guidance for adults 65 and older is specific. At least 150 minutes a week or 30 minutes a day of moderate aerobic activity plus muscle strengthening, 2 days a week plus balance work. MassMutual's 2024 Retirement Happiness Study put it plainly. To achieve happiness in retirement, it is crucial to work on a financial and physical health prior to retiring. That line matters because most people do prepare the financial side and then treat the physical side as something they'll get around to later. But later is exactly when the consequences start showing up. Number 3, home. AARP's 2024 Home and Community Preferences Survey found that 75% of adults 50 and older want to remain in their current homes as they age. But wanting to stay in a home and preparing that home are not the same thing. So look at your house with new eyes, not as the place you return to after work, but as the headquarters of your next chapter. Where is the lighting poor? Where are the trip hazards? What clutter belongs to a life you're no longer living? Retirement gives you more time at home, which means clutter stops being the background noise and starts becoming part of your daily mood. The 4th upgrade is financial organization, not investments, organization. A person can have enough money and still feel anxious because everything is scattered. Old beneficiaries, passwords no one can find, estate documents that no longer reflect the current family. EBRI's 2024 Retirement Confidence Survey found that 91% of retirees report a Social Security as a source of income, and 62% say it's a major source. That's not a side benefit, that's central to the monthly budget. And yet, Transamerica's 2024 report found that fewer than 1 in 4 retirees feel confident they can maintain a comfortable lifestyle throughout retirement, and warned that many would be unable to withstand a major financial shock. So, gather the pieces. Know what comes in, know what goes out, know who the beneficiaries are, which leads directly to upgrade 5, your Social Security plan. Transamerica's 2024 retiree report found that 85% of retirees were receiving Social Security, and the median age they started collecting was 63. Nearly 3 in 10 claimed at 62, the earliest possible age. Sometimes that's necessary, but the mistake is claiming early by default because the paperwork was confusing or because someone said, take it before it runs out. Understand your numbers before your retirement becomes public conversation. What happens at 62? At full retirement age? If you wait, how does your spouse factor in? This is a private decision before it's a public milestone. Number 6, boundaries. Once people know you're retired, They may not see it as a carefully planned life transition. They may simply see a blank spot in the family calendar. Transamerica's 2024 report found that 37% of retirees have served as a caregiver for a family member or friend since retiring. That's more than 1 in 3. Caregiving can be an act of love, but can also become a second unpaid career if no one is honest about limits. So before you announce retirement, decide what you can give freely and what you can't give without resentment. A boundary doesn't have to sound harsh, it can be simple. I'm being careful not to overcommit right now. That's not selfish, that's stewardship. Now, upgrade 7, your circle. Work often disguises loneliness. Even if your coworkers weren't close friends, they gave you daily contact, small talk, familiar faces, someone noticing whether you showed up. Then retirement removes that scaffolding, and some people realize work was providing more connection than they thought. MassMutual's retirement happiness study found that 31% of retirees said retirement has made them feel lonely at times. And AARP's research found that 74% of adults 50 plus cited in-person socializing as key to their happiness. But 22% were socializing less than once a week. That gap is where a lot of retirement disappointment lives. So do this before you feel desperate for it. Join the group before you need the group. 8, scam proofing. Scammers aren't looking for foolish people. They're looking for people in transition, people with savings, people who are home during the day, people who answer the phone. The FBI's 2024 Internet Crime Report found that reported losses reached $16.6 billion. People over 60 suffered the highest losses of any age group, $4.8 billion, and submitted the greatest number of complaints. So, make one private rule before you retire. If someone calls, texts, or emails with urgency and money in the same conversation, you pause, you hang up, and you find the official number yourself. That one habit can protect years of savings. Now, before we get to the final 2 upgrades, I want to pause for a second because here's what I've noticed. Most people watching a video like this already feel like something in the retirement plan might be missing. They just don't know exactly where the gap is. So I built something to help with that. It's a retirement readiness quiz, completely free, and gives you a scorecard instantly to show where you stand. The link is in the description below. It's free, it's fast, and it might be the most useful 5 minutes you spend before you retire. Go check it out, and then let's finish the list. Upgrade number 9, fun. Retirement dreams are often surprisingly vague. Transamerica's report found that before retirement, 59% of retirees dreamed of traveling. In actual retirement, only 36% were doing it. Meanwhile, 58% were spending more time with family, more than the 52% who had dreamed of it. Travel takes money, health, planning, and a partner who wants the same thing. The dream is simple. The logistics are not. So make your fun specific. Not, we should travel, but instead, one road trip this fall. Not, I should paint more. Try, Thursday mornings are for painting. The happiest retirements aren't built from grand gestures. They're built from repeatable pleasures. Now, the final upgrade, the one that might be the hardest, your identity. For years, you had an answer when someone asked, what do you do? Teacher, manager, nurse, engineer, caregiver, whatever it was, it gave you a way to understand yourself. Then, one day, the title becomes past tense. MassMutual's 2024 study found that 49% of retirees said they missed the people they worked with before retiring. That's not just about coworkers, it's about belonging. It's about being part of something where people expected you. So, before you announce retirement, answer one question privately. What are you retiring toward? Not just away from, toward. Maybe you're becoming the grandparent who's actually present, the friend who has time for long lunches, the person who finally grows a garden, writes the family history, or mentors people coming up behind you. You don't need a dramatic second act, but you do need an identity that is not just former. So yes, celebrate retirement publicly when the time is right. Tell the people you love. Enjoy the congratulations. But before you do, give yourself a private season to build the life first. Because retirement doesn't become real when people know about it. It becomes real when your time finally feels like your own. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to see more videos like this one. And let me know in the comments what grade you thought made the most sense. See you in the next one.